On your mark, get set. You ready for this next presentation? It's all about money. Who wants more money? Nobody. Okay, I guess I can sit down. All right, today's presentation is called How to Save Money and Earn Money in a Tough Economy. Or you could also call it, How Can I Get That for Free? Who likes free stuff? Let's hear everybody go, woo! That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's get started. I've got a couple of pictures that are kind of interesting from the Great Depression. Check out these. Look at this. This picture I think is really interesting. Does that guy look like he's 44? He looks like he's 64, doesn't he? I think that's a really sobering picture, and it tells me that back in the Depression, people had to be very creative with their money, how to get a job, how to save money, how to earn money. That's what this presentation is about. And in today's economy, where we feel like our money is being squeezed, I've got some really great fun ideas for you. How many of you guys noticed that the word IRS put together with the actually stands for theirs? Anybody else notice that, or is that just me? Yeah? Does that kind of make anybody crazy, or is that me? Yeah, that's me. All right, how about this new 1040 easy to do tax form? This is another one that they're considering sending out. It's really just simple. 2 steps. Number 1, how much money did you make? And you fill in the blank. And number 2, send it to us. You just can't get much easier than that, right? Aren't we glad we don't have that tax system yet? But it could be coming. All right, well, let's talk about money. We have 2 different kinds of expenses. We have fixed expenses, and those fall in these categories. Stuff that is just the same amount every month. You've got a budget for it. You know it's coming. You got to figure out how to pay it. And then we have things that are flexible expenses. Those are things that can vary in amount. It can go up or down depending on what you're buying and spending. Hobbies, gifts, recreation, entertainment, right? We have a little bit more control over those kinds of expenses. So I always ask myself 4 things when I'm getting ready to spend money, and that is, do I need it? And as you walk around today, you'll find you need all this stuff. Number 2, do I want it? Yeah, I pretty much want to buy all the stuff that's at the expo today. Can I live without it? Well, that's a little, that's where you have to decide. And 4, how can that money be better spent? Again, that's a personal question. But remember those questions, and as you're trying to teach your children how to manage money, have them practice these 4 steps. All right. Before we jump into more specifics, I've got some recommendations for some really great websites to help you save money. ProvidentLiving.org has some excellent resources. BetterBudgeting.com has all kinds of great forms where you can put down your assets, your liabilities, all that kind of stuff. LowerMyBills.com also helps you budget, has some fun comparisons. And there's more. But let's jump to something that my kids make fun of me for, and that is my beloved coupon box. How many of you guys have a coupon box? My kids yeah, good, raise your hand. My kids make fun of me, and they say, if there were ever a fire, I wouldn't grab my genealogy, I wouldn't grab, my money or my kids, I'd grab my coupon box. Well, that's not really true, but I do love my coupon box. I never pay full price for anything, and I would suspect that all of these vendors have some special pricings. So if you're interested in any of the items today, no doubt you can get it cheaper today than if you went online later and bought it from these folks. They always have special show specials to help you get a great deal. So here's another website that I really, really like. We're going to start talking about some food things. How many of you are familiar with GrocerySmarts.com? This is a really neat website where it'll tell you coupons, or it'll actually print out coupons for you and give you pricings where you can compare groceries with a bunch of other stores. The Utah code that you would use when you punch it in would be G84RCM. I have no idea what that stands for, but try it. It's a really great money saver. You got to buy groceries, so I recommend it. Here are some other great websites that you can use when you want to save money on groceries. We're going to start off with the most basic thing, which is food. So how are we going to save money? How do we get free food? How do we cut our expenses? Well, here are some really great websites where you can check out By the way, if you want a copy of this presentation, you can go to my website, which is sisterthrifty.com, and send me a little note and say, hey, can you send me the PDF of this presentation? And then you don't have to madly try to take notes, because I'm going to put up a ton of websites up here. So if you want to get a copy of that, just let me know. Sisterthrifty.com. Yes, a hand's raised. Sisterthrifty.com. And I do a little consumer e-newsletter, and I'll give you all kinds of free stuff, and there's contests and all kinds of fun stuff. So check it out, sisterthrifty.com. How many of you guys are barnacle buddies? You know what that is? How many of you actually get coupons from the stores and you shop the coupon stores? Well, the stores hate that. They want you to be drawn in with the coupons, but they don't want you to really work the system. And the people that work the system are called barnacles, which just cracks me up. I don't know where they came up with that name. So in my hometown, I live in Las Vegas, I created a Barnacle Buddies Club. So if I'm out shopping and I find a great deal, I'll send an email to all my friends and they'll tell me, and we became this little Barnacle Buddies Club. But there are other companies on the internet that'll do the same thing for you. And here's just a few of them where you can go and get coupons. Here are even more. There's a bazillion of them where you can go online and print out coupons. I have a husband who will only eat grape nuts. I can't buy generic grape nuts. Like, you know, what's the difference between rocks and rocks? You know, I mean, how many of you guys like grape nuts? It's okay. But anyway, so these are great if you have to have a name brand of something. I always recommend generic because it's cheaper. But if you have to have a name brand, then these are great websites to go to. You can also buy coupons from coupon brokers. But I'm so cheap, I don't even want to pay for coupons. But if you're interested in that, you can buy them on eBay even. But there's some other places, tons of places online where you can get them for free. Now, here's some interesting grocery tips. As you know, there are certain items that show up on sale consistently every year during a certain time of year. So, for example, let's see what the month, we're in November now. November is butter, baking supplies, and candy. You know, and they follow the holidays, so it doesn't take rocket science to figure out what's going to be on sale. In December, I have nothing. In January, everything, right? Because everything goes on sale. But also, as you're looking at codes and things, there are certain codes that raise a red flag in my book. That means they're coming from countries that perhaps don't have certain regulations, let's say, on food and that kind of thing. So probably the biggest ones that you want to avoid are right now, until they get their regulations, are codes that would have a 471. They look like that. So it's just kind of interesting if you have time. Most of us are in a hurry and we just race through and buy what we need to buy. But here's another thing to pay attention to. If you have time, have you ever noticed that on the loaves of bread, they have different colored tabs? Those tabs mean something. I just assumed they were totally random until I learned this. And that tells you the day that that loaf of bread was made. So, and again, this is generally nationwide because the bakeries come from different parts of the country, but you may want to ask your baker if you shop at a particular store what their color code system is. But generally, if you show up on a Saturday and there's still blue bread out there, or well, the bread's not blue, the tags are blue, that tells you that that bread has been sitting on the shelf for several days. Anyway, it's kind of interesting. All right, let's talk about how to get free meals out. How many like to go eat dinner out for free? Well, there are several ways to do it. For example, mystery shopping. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about mystery shopping. How many of you know about mystery shopping? Love it. Isn't it fun? Basically, you get paid to pretend you're a normal person. And I know for some of us that's a little bit more of a stretch than others. But basically, a company is hiring you to go into a restaurant, a store, a post office, retail, whatever the assignment is for, and you are checking cleanliness, customer service, quality, all kinds of stuff. And when you go in, they pay you to do the assignment, and in many cases, they give you money to spend in that store. And in some cases, they'll pay you to eat the free dinner, and they'll pay you to write up the assignment afterwards. Love it. Free dinner out. That pays for date night for me and my hubby. So never, ever, ever pay for a list of mystery shopping companies. In fact, you can go to sisterthrifty.com. Again, that's my website, and I'll give you a list for free of the website or the mystery shopping companies that I've used that are very reputable and give you fun free assignments. You can write reviews. A lot of blogging companies now, or companies out there. For example, I live in Las Vegas, and I write reviews for 702events.com. So I get free tickets to shows, dinner tickets, restaurants, whatever, and then I take pictures, write reviews, and it pays for my fun night out. Love it. Gift cards. Sometimes during the holidays, restaurants will say, if you spend $50 in gift cards, we'll give you a free appetizer or another free dinner or whatever. So that's a great time to pick up gift cards for restaurants. And then a lot of restaurants have points programs, such as OpenTable.com. Has anybody used that one? Really great website, usually higher-end restaurants, but you go into the website, OpenTable.com, you make a reservation, and when you show up at the restaurant, they add points to your account. You accumulate enough points, and they give you a free dinner. Again, these are not like McDonald's. These are more high-end, expensive restaurants, but it gives you a free dinner. How about this website? Love it. MyKidsEatFree.com. Go in and look. It'll look for the city where you live or where you might be traveling if you've got kids, and it'll tell you all of the participating restaurants in that zip code. Here's another one, kidsmealdeals.com. It'll tell you where you can take your family to eat for free. Love it. Another one, freebirthdaytreats.com. And by the way, most of the kids' meals are 12 and under, but the birthday treats are for adults as well. So you're not just a kid, but you can get free stuff. So go check out these websites, and it'll tell you where you can eat for free in your neighborhood. Here are a bunch of websites where it'll tell you, if you know what you want to buy, it'll tell you where to get it for less. One of my favorites, this is Deal Time. It'll actually give you a comparison. Like, I have to have for Christmas a pair of whatever, Levi 501 jeans or whatever. So it'll tell you all the websites, all the stores, some brick and mortar, some online stores, and it'll compare apples to apples, and it'll tell you where to get it for free. And then again, there's my website at the bottom, sisterthrifty.com. Also, before you buy anything online, do a Google search with the name of that store, put the word discount code, and it'll tell you what a discount code is that you can use online. Excellent, right? Let's see. Okay, I'm going to tell you about this one. Love this one. MyPoints.com. Has anybody used that one? Love it. Let's say I want to buy a vase. I have this special crystal vase my grandma has to have for her birthday. So I went to Deal Time, found the best price. Then I Googled a discount code, and then I went to mypoints.com with my account. I logged in. Then I went to that store from their landing page, and I earned points on mypoints.com. You can also earn points for reading emails and all kinds of amazing things. And then you get gift cards for those free points. So love it, love it. If you go to mypoints.com, in the referral, write Trina Boice, and then they'll give me more points. So we all win. No, it's a really, really great website. Love it. And Green Points is the same thing. You get points for shopping, for reading emails, all kinds of stuff. And here are several others. I mean, there's a million of them, but I especially love mypoints.com. How about price matching? There's a lot of competition out there in a tough economy, and stores are willing to make bargains. They're willing to make deals. And ask them. In fact, every vendor you talk to today will have some special deal. It doesn't hurt to ask. What's the worst that they can say? No, right? That's the worst they can say. Is that your best offer? So these are some of the stores that will actually price match as well as give you 10%. Also ask if they match online prices on Black Friday. Anybody know what Black Friday is? Black Friday is the biggest shopping day of the year. It's the day after Thanksgiving when the Christmas rush begins officially. And that's where prices can drop, oftentimes only for a limited few hours in the morning, sometimes all day, but that's a really good day to shop. Also, you may be a member of some organization that gives you a discount, so find out. For example, BYU now has a Savings Connection program just for being an alumni or a former student. You get all kinds of special discounts. AAA has awesome discounts for everything from theme parks to miniature golf and rental cars, of course, all kinds of stuff. Your employer may also have some. Costco has great discounts on travel, buying cars, all kinds of crazy stuff. If you're a member of AARP. And how many of you guys have tried Groupon? Yeah, hands? Yeah. Groupon, I wish I had invented it. It was a great concept. Basically, they say if we can get 10 people, 50 people, whatever, to buy this one thing, we'll lower the price across the board for everybody. Go check out Groupon. Usually they'll have it in your city, so you make a free account, and then they'll send you an email, and they'll say, today everybody gets miniature golf for $3 or, whatever it is. I don't know. So check out Groupon in your city. Also, a lot of stores, both brick and mortar as well as online, have online discounts. For example, Kohl's. If you sign up with Kohl's, they'll mail you discount coupons, but they'll also email you discount coupons that you can't get in any other way. AttentionTargetShoppers.blogspot.com is some lady who's addicted to Target, and she tells you every time anything goes on sale. So that's kind of fun. Bank of America was giving 20% cash back for opening up an account and using their credit card. I'm telling you, there's deals to be made out there, so find out what's out there. And then just like grocery shopping, there are certain times of year when regular retailers will sell things at discounted prices. And again, I could go through each one of these things, but if you want a copy of this PowerPoint presentation, just go to sisterthrifty.com and I'll give it to you. I don't know about Utah. Do you guys have tax-free shopping weekend here in Utah? No? Oh, big fat bummer. Find out if there's a state nearby, because sometimes that's worth it, or you can plan a vacation around that. Some states actually will drop all sales tax, which is awesome. How about gas? How do you get free gas? Well, you can actually get free gas with using gas cards, like Costco has a credit card. There are a lot of credit cards that will give you free gas. But how about cheap gas? GasBuddy.com will tell you who's got the cheapest gas in town. A lot of radio stations will also tell you who has the cheapest gas in town. You can also order, there are now more and more grocery stores are building their own gas stations. Are they doing that here in Utah? Yeah. In Vegas, too. You shop at Albertsons, and there's a gas station that belongs to Albertsons. So then you shop at Albertsons, and then you save money on gas. It's kind of bizarre. So that's kind of fun. How about renting things instead of buying things? That market has really picked up. We used to have, people buy stuff on eBay, but now you can go to us.zilog.com, and it's like eBay, but it's for renting something. Those are big ticket items. You don't have to own a jigsaw. Do you really? You want to make Christmas presents? You can borrow your neighbors. We have to start getting thrifty here, folks. Remember those pictures I showed you from the Depression? We have to be a little bit more creative to make those dollars stretch. So those are some options for renting things. How about saving money on your homeowner's property tax? There's a reduction kit that's free at ahahome.com. We're seeing property values do crazy things. My husband's a real estate appraiser, and we have been watching, well, okay, maybe mostly that, but a lot of this too. So that can help you. All right, how about housing for cheap or housing for free? I actually had a girlfriend who lived in a show home for free, one of these big, beautiful homes. She and her husband didn't have any kids, so that helps because kids make messes, and they had some beautiful furniture. So Show Homes of America will pay you to bring in your beautiful furniture and to live in their beautiful home so it's not an empty home. So check them out. If you're younger without kids or older without kids, it's a really neat option. How about working as a property manager? You can get housing for free if you're living on site. Could be apartments, housing, condos, whatever. Investment property deals are good right now. You can get some amazing bargains out there. And back in the Depression, we saw people renting out home spaces for boarders. We're starting to see that again, which is really interesting. There's empty space, empty nesters. You can actually help pay that mortgage by having a boarder come in, or being a live-in caregiver. Maybe you're single and they just need, like an older woman, just needs a strong guy to be there at nighttime just to make her feel safe. So you can find a lot of those kind of gigs on Craigslist, interestingly enough. Or, you know, the storage centers, they're always looking for nice couples to stay there on site and live for free. All right, how about a free education? Anybody want one of those? Well, there are several ways you can get that. You can set up these 529 savings plans accounts. One of them is at youpromise.com, where you're putting tax interest or tax-free money into these accounts that actually will be set aside for your kids' college. So that's kind of neat. Highly recommend that if you've got kids that are going to be coming up in the future. But you can also get a free education. Here's one at MIT where you can get free lecture notes and videos and feel like you've got an MIT education. Textbooks.studentmarket.com. Here's a whole bunch where you can rent textbooks instead of buying textbooks. And then if you have textbooks, you can sell them back. How many of you sell textbooks, or any book for that matter, on Amazon.com, half.com? Look through your closets and your bookshelves. There's a hand. There is money in your bookshelves. If it just kills me. If you had a garage sale and you put out all your old discarded books, most people would pick it up, say, I'll give you a nickel, right? I mean, a dime, 25 cents. Nobody would ever expect to pay more than $1 for those books. Sell them on Amazon.com or half.com, and you can sell them for 18 bucks, you know, 15, I don't know, depends on what it is. But you can sell books online for way cheap, I mean, way better than if you tried to sell it at a garage sale. Let's see what else. And bartering is also becoming really popular, and I'll talk more about bartering in just a minute. All right, so that education doesn't come cheap. Let's talk about scholarships. How many of you are getting ready to send a loved one to college? Anybody? I see maybe some college-age kids wandering around. Maybe? No? Yes? I tell my kids there is only a handful of times in your life where people are going to throw money at you. And it's actually not that many. When you go to college, people will throw money at you if they have great promise, or you show great promise. Maybe when you get married, maybe if you're LDS and you're getting ready to go on a mission, and that's pretty much it, right? So if you've got anybody, grandkids, kids that are getting ready to go to college, there is money to be had. Basically, it involves generally writing an essay, filling out a resume, or an application of some sort. Fastweb.com is fabulous. Now, what about returning students? What if you're not a high school senior? What if you're a mom wanting to go get that education? They've got scholarships for you as well on fastweb.com. But also check out some of these local Chamber of Commerce's, Rotary Clubs, Kiwanis. They have money for you as well. So just call them and say, I'd like to return to college, can't afford it. Do you have a scholarship program? And ask. Just ask. Now, all the worst they can say is, no. Boy, you guys are quiet. Let's see, student scholarship search as well. There are a lot of companies out there that will charge you money to find scholarships. You don't have to pay money to find scholarships. You just have to get online and start searching for them. Here's another one, freeeducationguide.com. Here I put something down for senior awards. Oftentimes, high schools will have a big senior awards night, and the sponsors of all of these scholarships will come in and parade across the stage and brag about all this money that they gave away. Write down the names of those companies and then find out what you could do to qualify your kids. And if you've got little kids, start now. Find out what those scholarships will qualify you for, what your kids need to do. Of course, your kids are really young. But, put it in the back of your mind for later, a few years. Who wants free health care? Let's hear a big woo from you guys. Seriously? Really? That's as good as you guys are going to do? Woo! All right. Well, here's some ideas. Some of these are crazier than others. There's a lot of free medical clinics, more and more every day. And it'll be interesting to see what Obamacare does to all of this. But for now, you can find free medical clinics in your state by going to some of these. Health centers also, where you pay what you can. This will give you a listing by area. And then there's a few websites on here that talks about how you can sort of self-diagnose. Now, I'm talking if it's plantar fasciitis, or something minor, not death and destruction kind of medical problems. But you don't have to pay for everything. Now, here's something that's interesting. Get paid to be a guinea pig. Have any of you ever done that? I don't quite have the courage. I'm cheap, but I don't know that I'm that cheap. But I'm always curious when I hear it advertised on the radio. All I have been told from my research is be forewarned, there are different levels of studies where you get free medical care, right? If you are willing to be a guinea pig. What I am told is that if it's a study 1 or 2, that means you are really a guinea pig. We don't even know what's going to happen with this medicine when it hits your body. Once it gets to levels 3 and 4, it's a lot safer. So anyway, just so you know, be forewarned. Question, yeah, have you tried it? Good question. She says, do they provide medical care for all the side effects you get? And the answer is yes. So I would, before you sign up, I would definitely research the company, Google it. I'd go to the Better Business Bureau, see if they've had any bad claims. You know, do a research because there's some ethical and then there's some not ethical companies. But generally, that's the package deal, that if you're willing to be the guinea pig, they give you the free health care and the checkups and all that other kind of stuff. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that on there in case you're interested. Pfizer, I'm very impressed with. They're offering 70% off of their prescription drugs for people who have lost their jobs. Big round of applause for Pfizer. I think that that's impressive. Companies that are really sensitive to what's happening in the economy. Again, here's another one, healthcare volunteer. I like the way that they put that. It makes it sound like you're doing them service. Well, I guess you are. And then, of course, you all probably know if you want to get a free haircut or an inexpensive one, go try out the cosmetology school. Keep your fingers crossed as the students practice on you. But it's a good way to get a free haircut or something cheap. And then there's just my political statement there at the bottom. I won't go into that. Okay, so how about a free gym membership? You can get a free gym membership. Usually they're expensive. Prices are dropping, as are most things these days. But here's the first thing. My husband and I first got married, and there was this gorgeous, brand new gym opening up just down the street. You know, we were poor, brand new, just graduated from college, didn't have any money. So I thought, how can I get in there for free? Well, it didn't take rocket science to figure out if I just volunteered to teach some classes, not only would I get a free membership, but they would pay me to teach the classes. So I actually did that. I taught water aerobics for 10 years, and my whole family got a free membership. So if there's something that you can do, a skill, or if you just want to help in the child care for a few hours, you know, you get a free membership and free child care. So that's kind of awesome. You get low-income families often get free discounts, generally at the YMCA, so you could ask them if they have any special services. And if there's some kind of a gym nearby or facility and you want in for free, ask them, what is it you want? Maybe they want somebody to design a website for them. Maybe they want somebody to pass out flyers around the neighborhood. Ask, see what they can, what kind of a barter you can work. And then here are some other ones where you can review gyms and then again, find out what services you can give them to get a free membership. How about a car? Who wants a free car? All right, I'll tell you how. Well, before I tell you how, first, the very most important thing is buy a used car. If you buy a new car, for one, I'm jealous because I feel like I would have to be filthy, stinking rich to waste my money on a brand new car. Because the minute you drive off the lot, it's lost value, right? You know this, right? Cars are such an emotional thing. We love that new car smell. So did you know that they actually have those little deodorizers that you hang from your rear view window, and it's new car smell? So just buy that and get over the whole new car thing. All right, you can also buy cars at auction. All 3 cars that I own, I bought at an auto auction. Basically, you pay a flat fee, $500, $1,000, depends on what car you're looking for. Tell the broker what you're looking for. He goes out and does all the dirty work, and then he calls you and says, do you want red or green, you know, or whatever. So I don't know what auctions they have here in Salt Lake City, Utah area, but check those out because who you're bidding against are the car dealers. Do you realize this? Why would you buy from a car dealer when you can get it at a car auction? Find out what the car's worth before you go out there. Pricequotes.com, of course. Kelley Blue Book and Car Price, Edmunds, those are all really good places to find out not only how much a car costs that you want to buy, but also if you want to sell one, what your realistic price is. Now, let's see, where is it? No, that's not it. There's a website, maybe it's the next one. Yeah, here it is. Get Paid to Drive. How many of you guys have done this or seen this? Have you seen a car driving around town that has just splattered advertisements all over it? Yeah? Two things could be happening. Either one, the car company gave you the free car to drive around, and they gave you the car filled with all of the stuff, or they're paying you to drive your car after they cover it with all the stuff. Either way, you're getting free car usage, right? Here are some websites. These are the companies that will hire you to drive one of their cars. Now, I got all excited and registered on every single one of them. What the deal is that they're looking for certain driving patterns. So if they don't accept you now, they may accept you later, or you may need to change your driving patterns. They want a car who's going to give them lots of publicity. So if you're driving by colleges, lots of universities, malls, heavy traffic, lots of freeway time, stuck in traffic, they love that. So if your car driving pattern fits that pattern, then you might get a free car. All right, how about free cell phones? Who wants a free cell phone? Oh, the enthusiasm is just killing me. Okay, how about some free cell phones? Well, let's start off with comparing. Here's some great websites where you can plan, because not all cell phones are created equal. Face it. They're all different price plans. Don't you love that picture? I think that's so cute. Now, you'll find the best price, looking and comparing up here. But if you don't have a cell phone and you still want to talk, I highly recommend Skype. How many of you guys have used Skype? More and more are more familiar with what it is. And you can use Skype from your computer to make make phone calls anywhere in the world, basically, most of the time for free. The only catch-22 is that the other person on the other end also has to be Skyped. But it's free to sign up for a registration. And here are two other companies that do the same thing as Skype. So if you don't like Skype, you could try some of those. All right, how about some free ringtones? That's easy enough to find. You can even get free photos. Actually, this Quipit.com, this is pretty cool. You can actually take a picture with your cell phone, upload it to Quipit, and they'll convert it into a PDF, if that's interesting enough to you. And it's free. So I thought I'd throw that one in. How about free music downloads? There's tons of places where you can get that. Has anybody discovered Pandora.com? Yeah, isn't that awesome? Basically, it's free music on your computer, and you can set up music channels based on your taste, and then got head nodding, you know what it is, and then they'll say, oh, you like Billy Joel, you must really like John Mayer. I don't know. They put stuff together, and if you don't like this song, you just say, I don't like this song, and they're like, okay, try this one. Anyway, it's neat. Some free stuff. How about free books? I talked about how you can sell books on Amazon and half.com, but here's where you could actually download some free books, and in some cases get free hard copy books. So those are kind of fun. Check out those websites. You may also want to start a swap club in your neighborhood or whatever if you have a lot of bibliophiles amongst your friends. Deseret Book Club has a really neat thing where they'll actually give you a free book of the month to read amongst yourselves. Ron, how am I doing on time? He said I was awesome. 15 more minutes, all right. And again, too, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. You can get free books by offering to do book reviews. When an author has a book, they want people to read it, and then they want people to post reviews on Amazon. So they will send you a free book. So if you love to read, Google the words book review, free review copy, and see what you come up with, because the authors are out there looking for you. And then here's some places where you can get free audiobooks. I really like learnoutloud.com. Every day they send me an email, and they'll say, today's free audiobook download is, and it's some book that's awesome that normally costs $39. So anyway, I think that's kind of fun. Download it to your iPod, listen to it later. How about free movies? Who wants to go see a movie for free? Okay. This is seriously awesome. Seriously awesome. I really, really love this. These are some websites. Actually, these guys, I think they just went out of business. But these two are awesome. tnsmi.tes.com. Okay, I'll tell you what it is. It's kind of like mystery shopping, except for there's no mystery. You go into the theater and you say, hi, I'm here to do trailer checks or movie reviews, or check out the posters that you have hanging in your theater, and then you write, you just basically fill in a little report, send it to the company, and you get to see the movie for free. Free, 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 free. Did you hear this? Free date night. I love this. Anyway, I love these companies. And it's super simple. Most of the time, you're just checking out what the trailers are that run before the feature. It's totally easy, and it's free, free, free. Anyway, I love those. All right, who wants to go on a vacation for free? Well, you can become your own travel agent for starters. You can find a link from sisterthrifty.com, or you can go, that's my travel agency, and you get travel agent perks for yourself, discounts for yourself, and then you can also be a travel agent and help other people book travel. But here's some other ways that you can save on travel. How many of you have been to TripAdvisor? I love TripAdvisor. If you're going to a particular area and you want to find out who's got the best deal on hotels or car rentals or restaurants or whatever, this will also tell you in your given area, where can you get on a tank of gas for a little quick day trip. They call them staycations. Have you heard of that, where you're not traveling far away? You're just staying pretty close to home. And then look at all of these websites. These are companies that would love to have you go, do a little bit of service, and then stay at their facilities for free. Those are super fun. Great way to teach the kids, too, about how to serve and get a little free vacation while you're at it. And here's some more international travel for free. Again, where you're helping out, like this one, I love this. You're living in a kibbutz in Israel. But all of these, you're serving and helping, and then you're getting there and traveling and staying for free. Love that. How about home exchange? My parents do this all the time. They've made some lifelong friends in France and Germany, especially, where they are usually more upscale homes. You have to have a home of equal value, and so you stay in their home and wherever in the world, and then they come and stay in your home, and they go through an extensive security check. So it's a great company. These are some companies that are that I recommend. There, you had 2 seconds to look at them. Travel deals. All right, how do you get some more free travel? Well, you can, instead of staying in a pricey hotel, you can stay in one of these hostels. Here are some other places where it'll tell you, tracks prices, sends you alerts. This is kind of neat. I had a friend that did this. CruiseAmerica.com. Have you ever rented an RV and you want to travel from California to Maine, but you really don't want to drive all the way back? So you leave the RV there and fly home? Well, how does the RV get back to its base? One of you volunteers to drive it back. So they pay for you to take that RV back to wherever it was left. Great free vacation, right? All right, here's some other of my favorites. BreezeNet.com. You all probably have discovered Orbitz.com. Great price tracker. Before you buy anything, hotel, airfare, car rental, just do a quick check to see. And what's interesting is the same car rental place, for example, is not always the cheapest in every city. Every city has a different hub, or every airline, every car rental has a different hub, and those places will be cheaper. So just do a quick check. How about free passes for the zoo or an aquarium or museum? Well, this is kind of a neat thing. Most of them have a free Founders Day pass. Of course, you can bet that that's a crowded day, but hey, it's free. But here's another idea. There are museums and zoos and aquariums where you can buy an annual membership, and it will allow you to get into other museums, aquariums, and zoos across the country. So what do? Find out which one in all of those is the cheapest, get the free membership, and then you get to go to the more expensive ones. That's for people who have a lot of time to do some research. How about some other free stuff? Just plain doggone free stuff? All right, here's some websites. Love free stuff. Hey, it's free. Free flies. Love free stuff. All right, quickly, let's talk about how to earn some money. Now, I'm not talking about just finding it in your couch cushions. I'm actually talking about getting some free money. And here's something that's true, sad but true. The amount of money we receive will always be in direct ratio to the demand for what we do, our ability to do it, and to the difficulty of replacing us. Right now is where you want to start developing those talents, those skills that make you difficult to replace, to keep your job or to get a job. So let's stop being couch potatoes. Let's get to work. All right, here's a great place. This is cnnmoney.com/tools. Great on resourcing, brushing up that resume. How about free money? Can you actually get free money? The answer is Yes. Has anybody ever done this? There are several websites that you can go to. You could go to your state treasurer's office as well. They'll have a link for unclaimed money. And then you can also go to some of these websites. Basically, it's not like people just giving you free money. What it is, it's money you had that you forgot about. And you think, I could never forget about money. But you actually can. My dad had some money in a bank that he forgot that he closed like 30 years ago, and I grabbed that for him. My husband forgot to pick up his last paycheck when he was in high school working for some, Christmas busy season. Pick that up. It's just stuff that you just forgot that you had, or a loved one may have forgotten. Now, here's some really great websites and some not so great websites to get a job. Anybody out here looking for a job currently? My experience with monster.com is it just pretty much puts you on everybody's junk email list. So I don't recommend that. What I do find is there are some great job listings in Craigslist. It's local stuff. So if you don't want to relocate, you can find some great jobs. There's some high-paying jobs even, as well as low. I like LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn is kind of the big social network for professionals these days. So I highly recommend you get on there and start looking around. Then there's websites that are dedicated just for women who want to find jobs. Again, I'm spinning through these really quickly, so if you want these slides, go to sisterthrifty.com. Now, in today's bad economy, they're saying, look for green jobs. Well, what are those green jobs? Those can be found in healthcare, information technology, engineering, sales, and I just threw in learn Chinese. If you want a skill that's going to be valuable, learn Chinese. All right, here's some really interesting websites. Jobsfor10.com. That means, what is it that you would do for $10? Post it up there, and people who were willing to pay you $10 will say, I'll hire you. I'll do a website. I'll come and, it's really fun. You can go in and look at all the varieties of things. I'll play on a video game with your password so that you can score a higher ranking. People will go for that kind of stuff. It's weird. And they have another one, which is Fiverr. So that's what you do for $5. But it's really fun to see what people will do. And, you think, $5, $10, that's not much. But it adds up, doesn't it? So check those out. Now, freelance work is out there. People are not hiring full-time. They're hiring freelancers. So here's a bunch of awesome websites where you can go and find out what skills do you have that match up with what companies are looking for. For example, there's some that are devoted specifically for you computer geeks out there. So you want to find a freelance job? Check out some of those. How about if you are an artiste? They have websites where you can find freelance artwork. Look at them all. There's tons of them. By the way, these are our stainless steel water bottles at MultiPure's booth. We're at number 509, and we did a freelance artist job to design that logo. Isn't that a cool logo? Our products are green, and then we sell water filters. So I love that yin-yang thing. Again, if you're a photographer or an artist, you can get some photography jobs for freelance. So check out some of those websites. What if you're a writer? There's tons of jobs out there. And I work for GoTo.com. I'm an associate of theirs. Let's see, who else do I have up here? I write articles for Associated Content, Squidoo. There's a million more. I love that. Oh, and the reason I have a picture of Avatar, okay, be inspired for any of you author wannabes. A friend of mine is a brilliant writer, but he cannot get that first book published. He was so excited when Avatar came out. He said, this is going to be big. This was the first day it came out. I hadn't even seen the movie yet, and I was like, okay, sure, whatever. And he said, I'm going to be their official blogger. So he went onto their website, and he just started writing comments on their blog, really witty, clever things. And finally, the editor said, you're really clever. Will you be our official blogger? And he said, thank you, Trina. He did it. And he says, now the people that are doing Avatar are going to pump out lots of books. You know how it'll be a spinoff? Guess who they're going to ask to write those little spinoffs? My buddy. Isn't that awesome? So think big, because it can happen. Can you make money blogging? Absolutely yes. And I'll tell you more later. I'm running out of time. But you definitely can. If you have a computer and a phone, you could be a virtual customer service or a virtual assistant. You could stay at home. Not a highly recommended job for moms with screaming kids, unfortunately, but certainly those that have a computer and a telephone. You can also do medical transcription. I love this picture. Would you like fries with that? Merchandising is also a fun job. I've done this as well. And these companies will pay you to go into a store and load up their merchandise or make sure that it has been properly loaded by the people that work at the store. Have you ever been to a store and somebody's down on the ground and they're putting stuff in and you say, excuse me, where do you find such and such? And they look at you and they're like, I don't work here. And you're like, what? You're working here. What? But that's what a merchandiser is. Doesn't pay a ton of money, but pays something, and something's better than nothing. Of course, you can get jobs tutoring. People are looking for that, teaching classes in your community. Oh, here's the mystery shopping. Again, if you want this list without having to scribble it down, go to my website, sisterthrifty.com. I'll send you this list. These are all companies I've worked for. Some of these mystery shopping companies specialize in one thing, like oil changes. So every 3,000 miles when I'm ready for an oil change, I'll call up my company and say, okay, I'm ready for a free oil change. And they'll say, okay, we'll give you an assignment. Isn't that awesome? I love that. And then, restaurants, stores, retails, all kinds of stuff. All right, let me go on. Oh, here's even more. Look at that. There's a million of them. Market research online will pay you to take surveys, either in person or online. There's a million of those. Go see movies for free. Oh, those are some of the ones that I showed you before. Here's some really creative jobs, right? Hand and body model. I could do the hand, not the body. I actually was a TV movie extra. They paid me like $300 to be an extra. It was such a crack up. And I did all of these little things add up. They're fun things that you could do while you're sitting watching from TV or whatever. Here's some other companies and websites that will pay you cash or gift cards to do various things on their websites. Love it. And all of these pennies add up for emergencies. Think outside the box. These are the think outside the box jobs. The incentivized freebie industry is huge. I'll have to tell you more about that another time. And then here's a bunch of resources for great barter clubs. And again, look at what you've got in your house. You have a gold mine probably sitting in your garage, things that you can sell and make money. And then there's the old depression jobs, the jobs that you can get some elbow grease and earn some money. All right, so let's finish it up. We've talked about saving money, earning money, getting stuff for free. Now I want you to ask these questions, because we all know money isn't everything, right? Ask yourself, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you want to have? And most importantly, what do you want to give? Because it's not just about money. It's about what that is inside you that you can give to the world, right? So go out there and make it happen. Here's how you can contact me. For some reason, my boicebox.com website's all messed up, but you can find all of these links and request a copy of this presentation at sisterthrifty.com. So thanks for listening to all of that. I think you're going to have a great day today at this expo. Let's give a round of applause for Ron Douglas, the founder of the Self-Reliance organization.